on the road right now. Got a big story out of Axios. It is about real estate broker commissions, real estate agent commissions. I did a story about this a little while ago, that the National Association of Realtors is trying their hardest to keep broker fees the same as what they have been for a while. But as real estate prices get more expensive, this topic comes into play. This exact same topic came into play with agents back in 2005 to 2007. People on either side of a commission selling $1 million homes. And now with the national average up near what, around $500,000 for the average home or the median home price in America, we're right here. But a big judgment has just been made, and we're going to talk about that. This is going to have impacts on the real estate industry. We are already seeing real estate agents quitting, walking away, getting new jobs because things are changing so fast. It's insane. Here we go. The story out of Axios. I'll try and get the sun. We got a beautiful sunrise right now. There it is right there on the road. Look at that. Would you look at that? So here we go. Let's dive in with this story. It's out of Axios. Federal jury verdict on broker fees rocks real estate industry. It says a federal jury in Kansas City on Tuesday found the National Association of Realtors, or the NAR, and some of the largest real estate brokers in the country guilty of colluding to inflate real estate commissions. This is a big deal. Let me stop there real quick and say that NAR has done some people some serious disfavors. One of them being their chief economist. I'm blanking on his name, but he is the exact same chief economist that was in command of the NAR, telling people lies about the economy, being the ultimate cheerleader for the real estate market back in 2007, where there are people calling to have him fired back then. And not only did they not fire him, he's still there, spewing the exact same lies. The real estate market's not going to crash. Even after he witnessed people trying to have him fired for being 100% wrong. You shouldn't be a chief economist after you're 100% dead wrong. I think that's honestly how the world should work. But hey, type 1 if you agree with that. Type 2 if you think, no, you can keep getting it wrong and telling people, don't worry, just buy a house, just buy a house. Man, I sound like a guy trying to get you out of debt online. But you know, that's just how it is. Buy houses, as they're selling all their homes. This is messed up and wrong. It says here, why does this matter? The verdict is a major shakeup to the U.S. real estate market and could change how Americans purchase homes, or specifically how they pay for brokerage fees. The big picture, the jury, after around 2 weeks of testimony from the plaintiffs and defendants, ordered that the National Association of Realtors and real estate franchises, Home Services of America, and Keller Williams to pay $1.78 billion in damages. Billion to the sellers of more than 260,000 homes in Missouri, Kansas, and Illinois. The plaintiffs in the case. This is huge, and this is 260,000 people that bought homes. Absolutely mind-blowing. You want to know why? First off, there is a ton of attorneys right now figuring out how to build cases against the NAR now that there's been some precedent set. Secondly, it is going to change the way brokerages do work overnight. And now, this is another thing that's very important. This case would not have came around. I'm gonna have to put some sunglasses on. Sorry, it's super bright. This case would not have come around if home prices around the country weren't as high as they are right now. And that's very important for you to understand. That's because this is going to shift, and we're going to have a massive downturn. We're already in it right now. Most people just don't understand how it works. If you want to learn how real estate cycles work, how you can identify the different cycles, I'm going to put a handful of links to the real estate crash course down below, 80% off. It's $199 with that 80% off link. When you get to that point where you see these things ahead of time, these trends, you are going to be able to see, especially as this market falls. Can you imagine how fewer agents are going to be out there when there is added inventory? Inventory is already exploding around the country. It is happening all over the country. When inventory keeps exploding, prices keep dropping, and agents are now faced with the fact that they're going to get less of a commission. Think about how hard it's going to be able to find agents. What's exciting about that is there's a whole new way to market your homes. I've talked about it. As a matter of fact, one of my sub courses, Home Seller Pro, I talk about that. And I'm very excited about these times because it isn't until shakeups like this. This is an industry-wide earthquake. This is a bombshell. If you're a real estate agent and you understand how big of a deal this is, type 4 down below and type what you think about this. There's going to be some agents that have no concept that this is even going on. Their brokerage is keeping it quiet. There are some agents out there that are really ahead of the times, and they look at what's going on in Washington, what's going on with the National Association of Realtors. You know, I used to have to do that with my brokerage, and you know, maintaining, you know, navigating what I used to do. I was a part owner in a real estate brokerage, and it was always constantly dealing with legislation and new things that are hitting the markets that were going to affect how I do business. It says here, this is what they're saying. Representatives for the National Association of Realtors and Home Services of America said they plan to appeal the verdict, while a spokesperson for Keller Williams said the company would consider appealing. Well, that's just not that bright. Mantel Williams, the NAR's vice president of communications, said the organization stands by its clear cooperation rule, adding that it will ask the court to reduce the damages awarded by the jury. It will likely be several years before this case is resolved, Williams said. I agree with that. It's going to be held up with appeals and all this kind of stuff. Now, ironically, if it does take 2 years, and any real estate economist that works for the NAR that's worth the grain of salt understands how this market is imploding right now, says, look, if we just hold off for 2 years, home prices are going to drop back down, and we'll be able to argue the case that we can't find real estate agents to represent buyers and sellers for less money. Like, it's not going to work out. So they might be able to get it overturned on that. But just understand how big of a deal it is to watch this happen, because there's going to be a lot of home sellers out there that are going to be now questioning, well, wait a minute, I just read this, or I saw it on the Ninjas channel. You know, should I be paying 5% as a commission for this overly inflated house price I want to sell? I want to keep more of that. You're going to see a lot of home sellers that are out there doing that. It says here, catch up fast. At the heart of the lawsuit is broker commissions. Real quick, this is the Real Estate Ninja channel. It's not the Economic Ninja channel. If you haven't subscribed, would you consider doing so? I bring more news, different news than the other channel, and it's all different, but I'm also moving more into financial with this channel as well. This channel is blowing up, and I thank you so much for that. It says, at the heart of the lawsuit is broker commissions, or the fees paid by home sellers to brokers for executing transactions or providing other services like scheduling property showings, which are generally forced into the listing price of a home. Specifically, at the issue is the seller's fee payment to the buyer's realtor, which are in part governed by the NAR's clear cooperation rule. The rule requires sellers to include a fee to offer to the buyer's agent when listing a home. The fee offer is visible to the buyer's agent, but prospective buyers usually do not get to access them. Real estate agents generally must become members of the NAR, one of the largest trade associations in the US, to gain access to most local real estate databases. Hey, real quick little thing I want to share with you. If you're looking for real estate and you want the best, there's over 600 MLSs in the entire country. If you want to have that competitive edge, you need to look at multiples. Zillow and Redfin do not represent the best MLS groupings because they're a data aggregator in the country. If you want the best advantage, you're going to, sorry about the shadowing with the camera, you're going to want to look at Realtor.com. Realtor.com is owned by the people that own the Wall Street Journal. It is the best representation, has the most amount of listings of all of the other aggregators out there. But I still suggest that you look at Redfin, you look at Zillow on top of that, because they may have something different. And they do every once in a while. But know this, that I think Redfin and Zillow's appraisal service, where they value these homes, are doing a lot of buyers and sellers a serious disservice. If you want to get the best idea of how much a house is worth, you need to look at local comps and become your own appraiser. And you don't need fancy school to get a general idea or consensus of what homes are worth or properties are worth based off of what they sold in any general area that you're looking at. Okay, so just a little heads up there. But here's where this gets really serious. See, I've used, and I've talked about this in multiple real estate courses that I've done before, there are specific times where you want to use the seller's agent, if you're the buyer, to get a deal done. Because, and I show how you use the greed of the seller's agent to make the deal happen, right? Because they're going to get both ends of that commission. But when there's something that I do not know everything about that property, you know, and I've got lots of years of experience, not only, you know, owning a construction company, having a home building, rebuilding, modeling company, years, flipping homes and all that kind of stuff. If I don't know everything, I want another real estate agent, a different one, to have a second set of eyes for me, especially one that I've been working with for a long time. Because two heads, they're going to be able to, between two agents, they're going to pick up on, you know, 90 to 100% of the issues that could arise from a real estate deal, especially if it's a very complicated deal. So with this deal, where they're going to say, hey, you cannot, as a selling agent, charge, let's say 5% or 6% for a home sale, because half of that money is going to go to a buyer's agent. You can only charge half of that. Well, then what happens is buyer's agents dry up, or buyer's agents have to convince a buyer that they are going to pay them 2.5% or 3%. This is going to cause a lot of confusion in the markets. And I'm excited for that, because every time there's confusion in a market, there's opportunity. And that's where I want people to understand. That's where we are. That's what we're positioning ourselves for. And we are thinking totally opposite from 99% of the population that, oh yeah, every 7 to 10 years, there's always been a real estate correction. That's true. But this time is different. That's what 99% of the world thinks. Oh no, this time's different. Federal Reserve's just going to make something miraculous happen. Well, they become more powerful. So if you want to get ready and you want to position yourself, start studying now, invest in yourself. If you want to take the real estate crash course and realize and learn about real estate cycles, 80% off links are down below. I hope you got something out of this. I thank you so much for watching. Real Estate Ninja is out.